So would you believe that it's actually easier to sell your product sometimes for $2,500 and not just $25? Why is that? How can that be? I'm going to show you right now. Hey, what's up everybody? Anthony Morrison here, and today I want to talk about why it is easier to sell a $2,500 product than a $25 product. Now I know you're probably thinking to yourself, Anthony, that defies logic. That makes no sense. How could this be true? In other words, why selling a high ticket program and course is actually easier than selling a low ticket course, ebooks, or even low ticket programs. You see, when I'm helping my high level coaching students scale their business, they'll often come to me, and it's because they think they need to improve their ads or develop more streamlined systems or hire a better sales team. And what they really need is to increase their prices. And I'm not talking about just by a few $100s. I believe it's actually easier to sell a product worth thousands of dollars than low ticket products that cost only a few bucks. And let me give you a few reasons why, okay? But I do have to warn you, if you watch this video to the end, you may rethink everything you know or you think you know about how you price your products and services. All right, so first and foremost, increasing your price establishes you as an authority. Look, recently I hired a personal trainer to help me with my diet and my workout. Okay, you might not tell that, but I did. I knew the type of results that I wanted, and I knew what I was willing to the work that I was willing to put in, right? And I know how much a good trainer would cost. So if someone came to me and said they could get me results for $50, I flat out would not believe they were any good. The same is true with an online business. If I told my students I could scale their business to 7 figures a month and it would only cost them $10 a session, there's no way they would actually believe that they could get those results, right? Now, I'm not talking about jacking your prices up for no reason whatsoever. I'm talking about specifically to those of you who have been undervaluing your service and your business is hurting as a result. You may be surprised to find that increasing your prices and selling high ticket programs actually attracts more customers to you because they're putting more value and more worth into what you're selling and what you're saying. Second, selling high ticket products attracts more serious customers. Remember when I said I wouldn't trust a personal trainer who would only charge me $50? Well, that works both ways. I doubt a personal trainer would trust that I would be a good student if all I was willing to do was pay $50. Higher prices attract more committed students and committed people, period. End of discussion. It's just the truth. Higher prices attract people who are ready to invest their time, their money, their energy, and really will take your program seriously. Here's an example. I put my heart and soul into an affiliate marketing program with 30 modules in it. Actually, it's a little more than 30 modules. And as a gift to my students, literally I charged $7 for it. You would not believe how many people bought the program but never even logged in, or how many people bought the program, logged in, and never made it past the first few modules. And I just racked my brain. I'm like, why? Well, it's because the low cost of entry attracted a lot of students who were not fully committed. Now that's fine for the type of program that I'm running, right? But if this is your first product and you're offering one-on-one coaching or some kind of higher level education, you can't afford to waste your time with people who are not going to be great customers for you. Think about that. And then third, you can easily sell high ticket programs with automated webinars. I have a friend who just wrote a phenomenal book with a great publisher and listed it on Amazon. After a few months went by, I asked him how things were going. He said, Anthony, I don't get how you can sell more $2,500 courses than I can sell $25 books. And I told him my secret, because I'm selling high ticket. I'm able to use better sales channels, running ads, to automated webinars to make the sales. This allows me to directly sell to people day or night, and follow-ups and full sales presentations, all this done for me. With the price of ads though, there's no way to scale a webinar for a $25 product like a book. But with products that cost several $1,000s, there's so much profit baked in that I'm able to scale quickly and scale easily. The other great thing about automated webinars are that they make it so that you don't even have to sell a product of your own. You can actually be an affiliate for someone else's product, but promote their webinar to sell it. Typically, affiliates have to promote low ticket products, but with webinars, they have access to tons of high ticket courses and programs without having to do any of the selling. So the whole notion that it's difficult, right, to sell a higher ticket program just doesn't make sense. Now, logically, we look at ourselves and we think, well, it should be easier to get somebody to spend $7. But I guarantee you, if you go to a Ferrari dealership, okay, and you ask them what their close rate is on the number of people that walk into the dealership looking at a Ferrari, and you go to the Acura dealership and you ask them what their close rate is, the Ferrari dealership is going to close more deals and it's going to be less trying and they're not going to have to really sell. In fact, I just bought a Ferrari. It was kind of interesting. I bought a Ferrari maybe a month ago. And when I bought the car, first thing I did was I called the dealership. It was a dealership in Chicago. I called the dealership and I said, look, I'm interested in this car. I saw it online. I would love to talk with somebody about it. They said, sure, no problem. They put me on hold. I was on hold for about 20 minutes. I finally hung up, called back, and they said, were you the guy that was on hold? And I said, yeah. And they said, oh, well, all of our sales reps and sales guys were just busy with other people. And I said, okay, can I give you a deposit for the car now? Because I don't want you to sell it to somebody else. And she said, oh, no, there's no need in all that. It's no problem. We'll have George call you. So about 30 minutes later, George texts me and he said, look, I'll call you back in a little while. We won't sell the car, I promise you. We'll get back to you in just a minute. The whole process of buying this car from Ferrari honestly took about 5 to 6 weeks. 5 to 6 weeks to get the car to my house. They were in no rush. There was no sales. There was no selling me on the car. I knew that they had a product of value and it was a product that I wanted, and I'm a qualified customer, and it was a very easy process, right? It took a while, but that's just because they're in no hurry. Now, you contrast that to when you go to a regular car dealership, right? Clearly, cars are not low ticket, but in this scenario, $30,000 Acura is much lower ticket than a $300,000 Ferrari, right? So when you go there, they instantly want you to get in the car and drive it. And you're taking that car home tonight. And what kind of deal can we make you? It's like you feel the pressure, right? You feel like you always tell about the car salesman pressure. It's just, they just swarm you to try to sell you this car, right? But that's because they're clawing to get those sales because there's so many people coming in there, right? And not everybody's qualified and not everybody can afford it and not everybody's going to buy one. And there's tons of others, right? You can buy an Acura, you can buy a Honda, you can buy a Jeep, you can buy, look, there's a million different cars in that same $30,000 price bracket, right? And so they know there's more options, right? You could go anywhere. But when you get to that high ticket, high tier exotic sports car, you got Ferrari and you got Lamborghini, and that's pretty much it, right? That's kind of the way that we look at our higher ticket products, right? If you're selling a product or a service and you're like the best in the industry, okay, when you price it as the best in the industry, you get the customers who are looking for the best in the industry. That means you're going to get the ones that are more committed, the ones that are handing you their money instead of you trying to sell them on giving it to you. And that's exactly what I did. I handed the Ferrari dealership my money. They didn't sell me on it. I gave them the money. You see what I'm saying? Totally different scenarios, right? When you sell a $2,500 product, the sell is simple. When you sell a lower ticket product, the sell is not as easy, right? So my belief is if you're undervaluing your products and your services, give it a shot, try a higher ticket price point. It doesn't have to be $2,500. It could be $1,000, $500. Just raise your prices to be in line with the value that you're providing and the service that you're providing to people. And I guarantee you it's going to make for an easier experience, a better experience. You're going to have better quality customers. And overall, you're going to make more money and your customers are going to get better help from you, right? Because instead of having 1,000 customers, you'll have a much smaller number of really good customers, right? Focusing on quality, not quantity.